to break it down into foundations, I'll say. So what I used to do is I used to put like a single ponytail in the middle and then back comb it and twist it up and create like a foundation. But I found that I was having trouble because it would look messy underneath. Have you guys ever had that happen? It just felt a little messy. So now I'm like, okay, well, what are different ways that I can, the way I think about it is hide my, what am I trying to say, like the elastic. Like how can I hide what's happening from the bottom to the top? So these are just different ways to connect your updos. And this could be a summer style. It doesn't have to be an updo, you can do it yourself. It's gonna be really easy. So on each side, we're gonna put a braid in, and I'm just gonna use a little elastic. That spray wax, I could taste it. It's when you know it's working. It's when you know it's working.
It is potent. It really is.
It's me when I do my own.
Whenever I spray this in my client's hair, I'm like, close your eyes and hold your breath.
Say a prayer. I love it.
But you can see the fun movement I get, you know, just that fun kind of lived-in bedhead look. The original company I worked for was Tony and Guy Bedhead, so they just love that messy texture, so I still got that in me. But like I said, I love precision on some parts, I love texture on some parts, you know, even with my long hair, I like a nice blunt fringe with a lot of texture layers, nice blunt perimeter, a lot of maybe a textured fringe, so I kind of like doing both in my haircut at the same time, so. That will be my shaggy bow haircut. I am all done, and I will let Ellen take it away.
Nice job, Adrian.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. All right, guys, before I get started, I'm just gonna blow dry this because I know myself, and I'll be falling on the floor. All right, come on nice and close because we're gonna be doing a lot of tight work here, and I just want you guys to be able to see. Thanks, Trey. All right, so like I said before, you ready, Roger? We're doing it. We're gonna take each section on the bottom, we're gonna put a braid in, and we're gonna 3-strand braid the opposite side now. So we use that texture iron. The texture iron has 3 heat settings. You have your low, your medium, which we call color treated, and then the high. So when you're doing the low, I would suggest it on finer hair. It doesn't need the compression itself. You don't need a lot of tension on it. Like you can really get a good crimp in there. But the harder that you push on it, the more of a like deeper crimp you're gonna get. And you're gonna wanna like brush that out once you do that. I did brush through this, but once you braid it, you really don't notice it that much. And I used to work with like a wedding planner, and I would do a lot of like military brides, so I never met them, and I would just kind of go through and do their updos on their day of. And I just always showed them an example on a mannequin or myself before I use this. Like, hey, I'm gonna use this little texture iron underneath, you won't see it. But when I pull it out and someone doesn't know about it, it freaks them out, right? Because they're like, I don't understand, I don't want my hair crimped. I'm like, it's not gonna show up. So here I exaggerated, I put it all over because my model today said, I don't care, you can do whatever you want. So that's what I'm doing. But, you know, I think just keep it real. That's how I am with my guests. Like, even in cutting, if I'm gonna cut their hair and disconnect something and there's gonna be a short piece they don't know about, I tell them and I show them. I think one of our jobs as hairstylists is to communicate really well with our guests, and it's one of the most important ones. So we wanna keep that communication open. If they're nervous about what you're gonna do, I wouldn't push it, you know, find a different solution. So we're starting with 2 braids. We're gonna have all this dropped out. I wanna add just a little bit more lift up there, but it's gonna be a smooth look. And then I have another mannequin, and I'm gonna need that other tripod because I'm gonna jump back and forth and do a curly hair look, okay? So we'll get 2 in today. So let me grab my tail comb. I keep trying to put my clips on my pocket, but these are those like pants with no pockets. The worst. What was I thinking? I dress for comfort, okay? All right, so we're gonna go right around the crown area. And this is where you can like veil hair over so that you don't see as much of the mini crimping. The other thing you can do with the texture iron is you can actually texturize pieces and then take your curling iron and curl right on top of it, and it'll fatten your curls a little bit too. So it's an added bonus there. All right, so same thing, taking my texture iron, but this time I'm gonna just focus on the mids, right? Sorry, not mids, the base. We're gonna focus on the base. So I'm taking thinner sections and I'm just gonna compress right at the base, pretty hard so you guys can see right here. So see how deep you can get with that? Before I just tapped it. The harder you press, the more crimp, the more volume you're gonna get, right? This is what I've found that just works for me. Okay, this will also be something that I give like my guests with fine hair. I do a lot of hair cutting in the salon. I will retail these, but I don't keep the retail on my shelf. We actually have an affiliate program. Have you guys heard about it? All right, so this is cool. You've heard about it. Are you an affiliate? Okay, here's why it's awesome. If you go on samvia.com, you sign up for the affiliate program, you can sell and make a commission from the products that you refer to your guests. You get your own promo code, and then you'll get a commission off of all the tools you sell. So with my guests, if I know they want something like volume, I'll pull this out and just show them the little trick, and then they go buy it with my promo code and I get a 20% commission and it goes right into my bank account. So you can sign up for the affiliate program and you can do that as well, which is awesome because then you don't have to keep the stock of everything, right? So check it out if you haven't checked it out. Yeah. Are you an affiliate, Trey? You better be. It really is awesome though. And you could even sell, like, you know, if someone buys a pair of scissors, your coworker, you get a little commission off that too. All right, so next section here. And then once we do this, I'll just do maybe a little bit of back combing on it. Just because it's a quick style doesn't mean you have to fly through it. Everything's done with intent and purpose when styling. Okay, so get a little bit of body. I'm only doing about 2 crimps down. And just do, I might do one more right there, and then we'll start throwing everything up. Now, when you guys do updos, is there anyone that wants to share, like, what are some challenges you have when styling? You have any challenges? Or you guys like doing them? No, she said nope. Is it just because it's like, what the heck do I, like, where do I start kind of thing? Yeah. I feel that. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like I was thrown into the fire when I was younger because I started at a salon where one girl just did a bunch of updos and styling all the time. And she needed people to travel and go do them. And I wanted to make money. So I was like, I'll do anything. I think I even did nails when I first started. I was like, don't look too close though, because they're not good. But I was like, I'll do anything, right? So she taught me everything she knew. And it got me far enough to where I could like make it through a little bit and not have to stress. But I tell you, if you just slow down your thought process and think, okay, where do I want to place the bun? Where's the volume gonna sit? What tools do I need? I really believe, especially the texture iron, I feel like it changed the game for me. Because see that back combing, how it just will lightly hold? You don't have to tease a whole bunch. Have you ever tried to back comb on super fine hair and it just is flat immediately and you're like, that was pointless? And then you start panicking a little bit because you're trying to put it up. And then my mistake I made was I would save like 52 different single strands and try and like pin it certain places. And then I ran out of places to pin it. And then it just looked like something growing on the side of their head, you know? So it's the truth, Marissa, it's the truth. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a light back combing using that tail comb. Not using a lot of product yet. I mean, personally, I like to reuse these mannequins. I don't want to over product it, but on a human, maybe a little light working hairspray if you want. But I wouldn't do anything too sticky at this point. If you're gonna do some kind of texture spray, I would really wait until you kind of get everything in place or you're about to braid it, right? So hold off on too sticky of a product right away. Okay, so see the volume you get just from doing just a little bit and then a little bit of back combing. When you're combing this out, or you're just trying to like lightly brush it into place, the comb is almost like you're pawing at it. It's very light. I'm not locking the teeth all the way to the scalp and pulling down. It's almost like parallel to the hair. And all I'm doing is trying to get any of those little tangles or flyaways out of my way here. Okay, so really gentle and not too much pressure. Now in the front, I haven't thought about what I want to do the front one, okay? I'm just gonna go do a little low bun. So I think I'm just gonna keep the part. What I've noticed, kind of how it's trending, how guests are wearing it, is they're keeping their part, but they're smoothing it back. So you can still see the part, so it's not being all pulled back off their face in a slick bun. But this is also, once again, something they can do at home, you can do at home. So I think we have to get over the fear of like perfection and making it too perfect, right? I mean, we're all there. I think Jesse said it earlier, we're all people pleasers. I'm a perfectionist people pleaser. It kills me inside. It's not good. It's not good. No? All right, so going through using my Artist Series styling brush, and I'm just smoothing it out. Anytime I'm putting a ponytail in, a big tip is to just keep your knuckles against the head. And I just try to eliminate moving my hand a lot. And I just brush, bringing the hair to my knuckles or to my palm. So I'm doing that on both sides. When I don't want to catch what's happening underneath, I go vertical with my brush, right? So I don't really have like a working hairspray, so I'm just gonna hold off on that. But I am gonna hit this with like a texturizing spray, but not until my ponytail's in. Typically I'll use those little rubber elastics, but when I have hair that's thicker, I just use a cloth elastic. I actually like to buy them at Ulta. They have really fat cloth. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'll show you. They're really nice. Oh my God, I'm dropping everything today. Let me find it. Here we go. So see how they're like a really soft, you want to feel it? It might be wet because I had it. It's super soft. I like these because they don't rip the hair and break it. And then I still use my rubber elastics when I'm isolating like my ponytails or the braids on the ends. But right here, what we're gonna do, let me just bend that over. I know I'm getting old when I grunt when I turn, like, bend over. I do it. All the girls in my salon are like 21, and I'm like, I grunted when I was picking up my foiling comb the other day, and they're like, sometimes I do that. I was like, that's cute. I do it every day and don't know it. I don't even know I'm doing it. It's fine. It's a natural thing. All right, so I was just thinking, okay, I want that lower. That's why I'm just angling that down. So I'm gonna take this. This is pretty stretched out, so I'm gonna have to take it around a couple times here. And I'm using black on blonde so you can see, but you can use blonde on blonde. It also won't matter because you're gonna cover it. So I'm gonna twist it around, get it as tight as possible. That's gonna be a questionable one, but we're gonna do it. Okay, and I'm just gonna half pony it to start. Simple as that. That's gonna be the start of my bun. Okay, now I'm gonna get my pins ready. If you're in the salon, this is a great way to hold your pins while you're doing updos. Obviously, you won't be using a tripod, but if you get something on your station that you can just keep one of these little hair donuts, that's like the easiest way to just pick up and grab. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes it looks like a bomb went off on my tray. I am like a very messy tray holder. So, something to keep in mind to keep you tidy and organized. I'm gonna pull the braids forward, and then I'm gonna just take some dry texture spray and start spraying the ends of this. And once we're done, we'll start kind of forming the bun. So don't worry about what it looks like quite yet. Okay, and then we're gonna split this in two. Make sure it's tight. And we're gonna have to start pinning this as we start going, okay? So, let's see which way. This is also how I kind of work with updos. I don't know sometimes till I'm in there how I'm gonna twist hair. Do you guys know that feeling that I'm talking about? Because I might try and go this way and go, that doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. So I have to figure out where the hair wants to go, especially if you put curls in it, which we'll talk about too. But if you're curling things in the opposite direction and then you're attempting to go through and run it back, it's not gonna go if it's curled forward. Does that make sense? So I just wanna twist this. I'm trying to see if I wanna, okay, so I'm gonna go that way. And we gotta get our little elastics ready. So I'm gonna put a couple on my fingers. That's what I like to do. Okay, so I'll just get 2 small elastics. Once again, I'm using black so you guys can see on blonde hair. I would use clear maybe in the salon. And I'm just gonna take these ends that's left. See, part of me is like, I should do that lower, but we're in there already. I'm just gonna keep it. So I'm gonna take these ends and I'm just gonna twist it. So I'm just gonna twist, and then I'm gonna put an elastic on the end. It's not gonna like totally hold it. Actually, I might just pin it. Let's see. I'm gonna go this way with it. So not overthinking it. I'm just twisting it so it doesn't look one-dimensional. Does that make sense? Now I'm gonna take a bobby pin. When you're using a bobby pin, you wanna take the wavy side against the scalp. So the part that's open, you're just gonna hook, and then you're gonna slide against the scalp. So I just pick up a piece of hair, go up, and then you turn. So it's always gonna turn and anchor, okay? So do it one more time. I should have put black so you, oh yeah, I have black so you can see. So, or brown. So the wavy side against the scalp there. So I'm gonna flip it flat to start. And now I'm gonna cross it. See how I go in and turn, and then I wanna feel secure. Now, when I would do, if I were you when you do this, I would get your body in front of it, because I'm like, did I get that? All right. So I'm just, anytime you're holding the hair, like I'll hold it and see what looks right, and that's where I start to pin. I really like using hairpins the best, if I'm being honest. I'll get a couple bobby pins in there, and then I start doing hairpins. So when you do a hairpin, same thing, you want to skim the surface, touch the scalp, and turn. Okay, so that's gonna start connecting it against that. I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna now wrap this one. Same thing. I'm trying to see how I wanna do this one. I'll go below on this one, I think. So just twisting. You could braid this part too. Do whatever you want. It's your updo. If I'm being honest, like when I've worked with brides, when I've worked with people getting updos in general, a lot of them don't care how you connect the bun. They just want it, the front is what they care about, or else they want the certain height of it. Like, I want it high or low. What I've noticed a lot of people getting is like this mid-length, like they're not going as low as they once did. I'm not sure why. I think it's just a trend. So keep in mind and ask, where do you want it to sit? How do you feel comfortable with that? All things in the consultation. I'm not gonna worry about little hairs yet. We'll start pinning it away. And anytime I feel like one's loose, wherever my hand is holding it is where I wanna place that pin. So right underneath, I can tell I need something, and I'm just gonna put that pin in. Not the elastic cutting off my circulation. Let me get that off. She was like, I was worried about you. I'll lose a thumb for this company. No. Okay. Well, I'm hitting another bobby pin, so that's not a good spot. Actually, you can tell whenever there's like metal, I don't want that one. Throw it down. I made to make sure that the top is coated, one for the comfort of your guests, but also it's gonna hold a lot better. I just wanna lock it right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna continue with my hairpins. I really, really love the long hairpins. That's like my favorite. So whenever I'm going through and attempting to kind of fold and mold a bun, that's kind of my favorite go-to, are these long guys. So I gotta get right in front here, skim along the edge, and go. Okay, so now we're gonna take these braids, right? We're gonna grab another rubber elastic. So I'm gonna take the braids up. Ignore these, we'll just get those down in a sec, and I'm gonna just put an elastic right in the middle. We're gonna take our braid, twist it, and then you're gonna put it all over the bun there. Simple as that, right? So start thinking about how you can go through and start looping things and twisting things. Before I would do stuff like this, I would always pull from the front and then try and mask it, and there'd always be a disconnection of my bun to the front. So it's just really simple, easy ways. And you know what? I didn't even pull that braid out. I should have done that first. But you can pinch and pull that braid out before you twist it on, or you can just do it if it works this way, and then we'll put the bottom up. Super simple, easy way. Raj, do you mind setting that curly hair mannequin up here for me? So the next one I'm going to show will be more along the lines, you could wear it half up like it, or you could go up in a bun. And then we'll kind of accessorize a little bit too. So these things that are hanging down there, you can either take and start hiding up here, or if you want to like fold it up and tuck, you can. I typically will just, everything's going to this way, probably because I'm right-handed. So I'm just going to tuck it and hide it. Using a hairpin to start. I'll probably need a bobby pin for this one. And if you don't like this part and how it like protrudes out, you could do back combing and just make a bun yourself. So I'm more thinking like along the lines, if you do this yourself, it's really easy to just loop in and keep half your ponytail hanging out. But for me, the big aha when learning is like, oh my gosh, the 2 braids underneath and then twisting it on top. It just looks so much nicer. Okay, coming around. And really, anytime you put a twist and little twist like that in updos, it's really just for dimension. Dimension and texture is all I'm looking for. Okay. Now I'm gonna get low so I can see here. So I'm gonna just cup under and start clearing this little bun. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw that and was like, who is that? Like I saw the mannequin and I was like, wait. All right, so same thing, I'm just gonna push on it, take my pin, I'm gonna skim the surface and just anchor it in. It doesn't have to be super smooth and perfect if you don't want. You can make it messier, you can pull on it, anything like that. And then final thing, I'm just gonna continue to pin. I'm gonna use a bobby pin up here just to secure that loose strand. So just a super easy way to throw the hair up. Cool? We're gonna jump to